What's up, y'all? You're back in it live with your boy Cole for another ColeLogic BookShare. You saw the title. We are back in it with The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Blackwoman. We are on chapter 3. And we are on adulthood. Go ahead and sit one. Appreciate you all if you are tuned in with us. If you're watching with us after the live, it's not many people on the live, but we're gonna get into it. Chapter 3: Adulthood, Single and Married. As the black woman grows and develops intellectually, she eventually lands in the spot that her practices lead her to. There are several levels of black womanhood that she can strive for. Each level of lifestyle choice is predictable solely on her desires. Each level of her lifestyle choices is predicated solely on her desires. What she knows and earns is the result of how she has been raised and what she is willing to settle for in life. The higher her goals, the more sophisticated she is. Increased knowledge always expands the desires, but they material, sexual, or otherwise. The black woman is not exempt from these rules, albeit she is often a victim of them due to being such a displaced female. Also, if you're in here with me, this is going to be a longer chapter. I might go over the 20-minute mark. We actually haven't made it to the 20-minute mark yet. I thought I would be reading much slower, but apparently not. So, we're going to get back into it. The black man must be aware of the various types of black women available to him. His selection must be based upon his own individual needs. It is entirely possible that some of the traits of the black woman in their respective category overlap. It has been proven that a black man is capable of taking a woman and making her beautiful, intelligent, and wise. She is not able to create the same effect by herself. She will have one of the three or two of the three, but she cannot achieve beauty, intelligence, and wisdom alone. The black man is her catalyst. Without his spark of life and light, she does not bloom. Blooming is quite different from having a good paying job or a high class education. Each of the black women discussed during the next few pages can be taught to bloom, risking the threat of being further charged with overgeneralization and group stereotyping. The following lists describe the three basic types of black women. They are dissimilar only in the depth of their problematic behavior. All are infected with the historic disease of cultural negligence. They believe themselves to be living the right life, the one that is the only lifestyle available to them in this country's setting, which most of them believe is the best place on earth. Far be it from their considerations to take steps to improve their psychological conditions, because they ironically do not know they are out of sync with their natural role in the universe, even though across the board they are not happy. The lives they live make sense to them because they have not been taught any other kind that will provide them with happiness. Historically, the black woman has had access to the lifestyle choices not offered to the black man. He is not tolerated in showing moodiness, fickleness, or pettiness. The aforementioned emotional personality traits are indigenous to the black female gender. To describe the separate groups of black women, the use of colloquial language may seem derogatory or insulting. It is not meant to be that way. The special language is ethnically specific and recognizable to the learned and unlearned black man. The terminology is not meant to be humorous either. There are no age limitations on the characteristics of these women. The three types are predictably: 1. The low grade. 2. The average. 3. The high class. We're going to at least get through these three, because there's more after this, but we're going to at least get to these three. We're going to start with number 1, the low life black woman. This black woman may have been subjected to abject multi-generational poverty, illiteracy, and shame as a child. She works on the lowest rung of employment due to not being properly educated. She is dressed in inexpensive Kmart type style, and her face is greasy and wearing too much cheap makeup. Her hair will also be greasy, perhaps have a few specks of lint, and may have plastered down around her face in an unsuccessful attempt to create curls or a baby hair look. She may sport a raggedy ponytail with a child's beret or a rubber band. Bathing is not important. It's not that important. Sorry. Her bra straps may be gray from non-washing, and she may wear her panties 2 or 3 days without changing them or wear none at all. She drinks alcohol to the point of intoxication and curses loud in the public, real loud. She hangs around weekly in common local corner bars and goes out with strange men who she fights with regularly. She may have a main black man who she fights with at will. She has battle scars on her face, neck, arms, and hands from the warring with the black men and women in her neighborhood or nightclubs. She goes along easily with immoral dares and relates aggressively to her neighbors. She does not read the newspaper and uses drugs when they are available. If she does not work, she is in the public dole welfare. She may dress her child or children in the latest styles and will spend all of her welfare check on clothes and partying. She views each check day as a heaven on earth, a short-lived time when she has purchasing power to feed her tepid wishes. She might have a gold tooth or a few missing teeth. Her nails are conceivable chipped or broken. Her nails are conceivable chipped or broken. Her posture is that of a toad. She may be overweight and an over-average breather with a protruding pot gut. She comfortably wears run-over shoes. Her heels may be dirty and crusty. She borrows money and foods from her neighbors. She uses deodorant occasionally and is overly impressed by fancy dressed black men in big fancy flashy cars with a lot of gold. She is materialistic on a small scale and does not like to stay indoors. Even on cold winter nights, she may be seen roaming the streets or going back and forth to an after joint. She is not ashamed of her condition or predicament and appears to be quite satisfied during her sterile, non-productive days. Her time is made up of gossiping with her neighborhood cronies, looking at television, wish shopping in a nearby mall, yelling at her children, not keeping up with her children, and walking back and forth to the corner store. She shouts above her means. has no plans to change and attempt to use the black man available and finagle him out of money, drink, or car rides. She has no idea what to do with the black man herself, and she does not fantasize about a better life. She is looked upon as shameful in the civilized society and is considered a savage. She often hates the black man in the higher society. She often hates the black woman in the higher social classes and considers them conceited. Her world of thought is very, very small. Her ideas are simplified and she speaks the language in flat, abbreviated terms, full of mispronunciations and the wrong tenses. She does not know any better and does not think she is capable of learning better. She is in a pitiful state of condition, and if she has any dream at all, they are of a black man rescuing her from her status. She is also inclined to respond to the advances of white men looking for a good time. She may sprinkle herself with cheap perfume profusely. If a black woman on this level is involved with drugs or abuses alcohol, she becomes a drag of society and a corrupt mother. Men do not matter to her at all on that level unless they can provide her with money or contraband. This group requires no further discussion. Other than that, this black woman must be cleaned up, and returned to a proper state of existence as a civilized woman. Give me a second. Now we getting into the average. Excuse me. This black woman is an enigma somewhat. She surfaces as a steady employee, enjoys weddings and birthdays, and may make big preparations for both. She is neat, probably goes to church regularly, fixes her hair nicely, and speaks coherently. She is at least a high school graduate and may have some college or special vocational training. She is not overly ambitious, but is an active participant in life and enjoys many things. She is fairly clean and will celebrate and participate in festivities with a zest. She is thoughtful, mannerable, and knows how to meet people. She is proud of her level of sophistication and may party occasionally. Her behavior with the black man is routine in that she experiences a more controlled form of suspicion, doubt, and fear. She may be shy by comparison to the black woman in the first category, but does tend to make her likes and dislikes known. She is not always talkative and can be found and examined in general office duty jobs. She is a step or two higher than menial labor and could be referred to as corny. She does not routinely abuse drugs, although she might get high every once in a while. Alcohol is her vice of choice. She is capable of consenting to marriage for perceived security and to impress her friends and family. She refrains content to work from 9 to 5 weekly and will see her steady boo on weekends or remain focused on her own priorities. She dances at nicer bistros. She is easier to get along with than number one. Her most vicious reactions are brought on by jealousy or being jilted. Her fantasies of what a relationship should be is patterned right off television from True Confessions magazine. She is a traditional in her activities as American apple pie. She does not ask deep questions and is content to go along with the status quo. Her faith is important to her, and she mentions the good Lord. Excuse me. Her faith is important to her, and she mentions the good Lord when discussing certain topics. She is attracted to lower class or upstanding black men who gainfully employed in the workforce. She may visit the fast lane, but she is most comfortable shopping at Lerner's and cooking collard greens for dinner. She has a few secrets, but most of them are trite. She is not necessarily an innovator. She is more of a follower. She enjoys the jerry curl look and fancy cut outlandish hairstyles. She spends of what she has on clothes. She might have a little car, is anxious to meet men, and exaggerates about her capabilities and accomplishments. She tries to be entertaining and clever when she is with her man, and she is malleable. Now we go into the high class woman. That's number 3. This one is the smart, possibly raging beauties. Sexy. The black woman in this category are the most difficult to reach and train. She is confident, intelligent, attractive, at least by the good quality standards, and wears the finest clothes, has the high-priced, well-paying position, and prides herself on being state-of-the-art aware. Reads books, looks at educational television, and has a college degree of some sort. She goes to church sometimes, may do volunteer work, and has a definite political party she aligns with, and may contribute heavily to special social causes if they appeal to her. She is a member of Ritzy Club and has some nice jewelry, wears expensive popular perfume, and is very opinionated to a fault. Her alma mater is important to her. She is amused by spectator sports, especially football, and may play tennis or bowl. She curses. She curses more in private than in public. Likes to let her hair down with the girls and considers herself a prize. She may be an entrepreneur. She may snort a little coke or take a few puffs of reefer, but she rarely gets out of control and she forgets her community standing. Oh, wait. Let me go back. She may be an entrepreneur. She may snort a little coke or take a few puffs of reefer, but she rarely gets so out of control that she forgets her community standing and professional responsibilities. She is familiar with intricate banking systems, has a retirement plan, possibly stock in the money market. She has an American Express card and travels. She likes LA, the Bahamas, Europe, and possible Africa. She may frequent the health spa and buys expensive gifts for her man and friends. She drives a nice car, maybe a BMW or some other snazzy sports car. She may live a bit above her means, but manages to struggle her finances to get what she wants. She is very headstrong and delights in demonstrating to the black man her wealth and a vast knowledge in a variety of things. She is the modern girlfriend, believes she is completely self-sufficient, and is not particularly interested in keeping house, cooking dinner every night, or treating the black man with special accord. She is in favor of independence and boasts of doing things for herself and thinks the black man should do likewise. She performs beautifully in front of strangers or company, makes a good impression, and exudes sex at will. She is greatly influenced by her peers and others whom she deems as pace setters. She adopts popular trends and attitudes about dating or marriage, which she gleans from magazines, news programs, and the newspaper. She becomes ferocious when she thinks her man is playing around on her or will fight viciously to the end to prove the black man wrong. Because she is so concerned about public opinion and what they think, she will constantly deal with the black man whom she is not particularly interested in just to have an escort on her arm. She is a rat who believes like a dog while purring like a cat. I'll say that again. She is a rat who behaves like a dog while purring like a cat. She is a moody, disagreeable to live with and peace if things don't go her way. She believes her specialized knowledge from her occupation qualifies her to be equal, or I bet it's gonna say superior. Sorry, my page turning skills. Superior to the black man. She will tolerate a black man as long as he fits her idea of what he should look like, dress like, work like, and act like. The number 3 black woman is an insecure wad of knots that she hides behind all of her good education, fine wardrobe, shapely body, and savings account. These explanations of the 3 major types of black women are not all inclusive. Some of their patterns overlap, but these descriptions give a good perception of what is available. There is another category of black women who are available. They are the picturesque black women who dress in African traditional garb. They wear brightly colored head wraps and sandals, bold African jewelry, and have dreadlocks, more commonly known as dreads. They may also have a ring in their nose, possibly several holes in their ears, and wear layers and layers of fabric wrapped like a sarong around their body, often with no bra or underwear. They may also wear heavily laden head wrap twisted in several attractive styles. Some of them are clean and beautiful, others are not. From a distance, it is hard to tell. These black women portray a costume that implies they are not with Western ideas of dress and give the impression by their wardrobe that they represent the unknown African culture and the very roots of the black women from the homeland. The impression they wish to convey is that they are in disagreement with European society and they want no parts of Americanism or bravely foster the ideas of back in the day. On closer examination, the black man will find the brightly colored garments are only an external facade, and when examined up close, the outfits may be soiled, and the woman may have foul body odor reeking from under her arms. Her feet may be ashy, calloused, and her skin is uncared for. Her unique hairstyle, her dreads smell. It is impossible for the dreads not to have an offensive odor. Hair breeds bacteria, and black hair that is not washed regularly, parted, scalped, oiled, conditioned becomes matted because it cannot breathe, so it stinks. The actual major benefit for the black woman who wears dread is that she does not have to take proper care of her hair. No matter what kind of African science she expounds, she is just lazy and has found a way to practice her laziness in the name of being cultural. She may also claim to be living some kind of primitive existence wherein she survives with a few civilized conveniences as possible. This means that the gas, electric, and water may be off in her home. She might bed down each night on the hard floor on the pallet and claims to be a vegetarian or only eat health foods or spew some other specialized diet that matches her outfit and style. Her religious views are complicated and confusing. Her home is filled with African statues, African print, fabric, and the red, black, and green symbols and colors associated with the African continent. She may smoke reefer. If the black woman questions her about reasoning behind wearing the dreads, she will find, if the black man questions her about the reason behind wearing her dreads, he will find that these sisters, who may dress and look alike, do not have a unified main doctrine or creed they believe in. Most of them have different explanations and believe about what they are involved in, a particularly unwholesome lifestyle. This group of natural-looking sisters practice the same deceit and mockery of the black man behind his back as much as the black woman with permed hair or a jerry curl. Her values may even be considered more uncivilized because she is living on a very low level of existence by choice. If she is in rebellion, it is only against herself. She also does not teach her children proper table manners or personal hygiene. They are witnessed to be badly dressed, in need of a haircut or hair comb, and have no knowledge as to why their black mothers insist that they wear dreads. These black children are shown by example that it isn't acceptable to live in squalor and go without conventional conveniences that make for a clean home environment. The sisters who propagate this kind of life is most happy when she can find a black man who will go along with her alleged cultural statement and who agrees with her deplorable living condition in the name of rejecting American lifestyle. That was deep. These black women should realize that there are no histories of black women who dress and live like she does, who represent the pinnacle of refined and admired black womanhood. The fact that she has no logical explanation as to why she is wearing her hair that way or living that way is another hint that she is confused and has only found a way to be flashy, distinguishable, and impact her presence on onlookers. It is impossible to represent the originally queenly black woman by living in filth and not use deodorant. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This black woman thinks that by neglecting her personal hygiene, she is making an impression of originality. Be aware that the only statement she is making is that she is nasty and too lazy to take care of herself and her children. So obviously, she will have no interest in trying to help a black man take care of himself. Dirty is dirty. Make no mistake about it. The other black women who sport the dreads have no idea as to why they're wearing them, other than they get a lot of attention, and have just adopted this hairstyle because it is popular and relieves them of going to the hairdresser. Her idea is to appear to be black or natural. The black woman is very much in favor of being different to the point of fault. She does not know that sometimes being different means one has to look ridiculous or outlandish. There were many levels of lifestyle in Africa too, and the tribes whose women wore dreadlocks represent one of the small lower tribe classes and customs. There are much higher standards of behavior the black woman can emulate if she studies the black woman over 6,000 years ago. Okay, so we are 30 minutes in. Let's see how much longer. I think let's go all the way to some more. Okay. So, her imagination of what married life is like. It's about to get deep. Most of the black women's ideas concerning a happy home is derived from television, paperbacks, and the fairy tale read to her when she was a child. She believed strongly in the so-called American dream of marriage. A house, a husband, whistling off to work, exciting, trouble-free days, vacations, a two-car garage, sheltering a Mercedes or a Jaguar, candlelight dinners out often, fantastic sex, wardrobe, and popular friends, with her man right by her side. He'll show her special consideration, support her every aim, adjust his personal wishes to match hers by non-demanding, heap beautiful gifts on her, flowers, escort her to elegant affairs, and constantly assure her of his undying love, and never look at another woman again. And he'll be home happy with her every night. What a dream. What a crock. It really says that. You would think a man wrote this, but he did. This dream is destined to turn into the proverbial nightmare. Jeez. Even if a black man is able to do all of this above except be home with her every night, she will wait as if the world is ending. The black woman is a rock like the earth, and she longs to settle down. The black man is an exploring bird and has to soar. He's out of there. Black women see marriage as a way to finally own her black man. It's not enough that the black man has been forced to be a slave to the white man for over 400 years. Now, the black woman wants him to voluntarily enter into a new type of slavery, one she claims is laced with love, called marriage. As long as the black man stays right beside the black woman and is able to account for his every move and provide an acceptable explanation for every moment spent away from her, she is at ease. No black man can pass this kind of test. The black man is not interested in passing this kind of test. He wants to be free. Not free of responsibility and commitment, but freedom of motion. He's got to go. If the black man starts out hanging around incessantly with the black woman every night and every weekend, calling every day and all day, reporting his whereabouts, explaining his absence and so forth, he will be in for big problems. Sheesh. The black woman is conditioned to dealing with one level with everything. So, if the black man values his freedom of motion, he must not spend every waking moment sniffing behind his woman, because after a while she grows accustomed to this kind of company and will be and will bellow loudly when things change and go back to normal. Marriage is not a club. The leading member does not have to be present every moment for the other members to benefit from his instructions of allegiance. Plus, in order to continue to learn and secure information to benefit his family, the black man must go out into the world and check out every aspect of it as it pertains to his existence. He must do this to stay abreast of changing times, worldly activities, and trends. He is not remembered as staying in the house, the hut, the tent, or the teepee. It is his earth, his universe, and his decision about when he wants to stay in the house at home with his black woman. Any black man who is living under a hassle from the black woman because she does not like being away from the home will not have peace with her. The black man must seek, maintain, and insist upon his freedom of motion. The black woman thinks that every time the black man is absent and unaccounted for, that he is with another woman. The black man has more interest in life than just running around with one black woman to another. At least he should have more interest in that. The black woman must be taught to use her mind in other ways to discover other needed ideas than just to sit at home imagining all the kind of negative occurrences every time the black man leaves the house. If she will work harder to make his home heaven, he might want to stay there longer. A black woman / wife with a sense of humor is worth her weight in gold. With a sense of humor and the ability to laugh at mistakes, laugh at embarrassing situations, and laugh at fear when it's discovered to be unfounded is one of the best attributes the black woman can have. She will have to be coaxed out of her phoniness and seriousness sometimes so she can laugh and release her tension about life. I wonder who this one person is watching it live. Shout out to you. If you don't hit a comment so I can shout you out for real. The black woman must be taught the values of greeting her man with a smile. She is a sourpuss and takes everything so seriously that she robs herself of the pleasure and entertainment of daily living. She gets uptight if a certain thought passes through her mind and she may suddenly change. The black man will have no idea what caused her to change her mood. Each day when the black man enters the presence of a black woman, he does so with caution because he is not sure what he will meet. He is not sure if it will be happiness, sadness, anger, violence, or neutrality. She is not consistent. She is, in fact, consistently inconsistent. It requires a lot of attention from the black man for him to keep up with her many moods. It's hard work and work that most black men do not have time for. Jesus. The black woman's moodiness is another way she has of controlling the black man. If she can keep him entwined with dealing with her various moods, she can keep his attention. Soon the black man learns to recognize the black woman's various moods, and when he sees hell blowing in the air, he gets out of her way. When the woman is angry, she pollutes the atmosphere of the black man. When asked what's wrong, she replies, nothing. It's an outright lie that's designed to intrigue the black man to spending time trying to figure out what's wrong. A lot of life can be used up this way. Life that could be spent grooving. There was a time when the black woman planned to marry so she could stay home, raise children, and set up housekeeping. Today, the reverse applies. Few black women are willing to give up their career goals to marry, settle down, and raise a house full of black children. On the surface, they may appear to be modernized, high intelligent, and her innocent desire to achieve occupational goals, but we know better. The black woman sees all around her black children with problems and the products of unhappy marriages and unions. She sees children from the best of backgrounds with attentive parents go astray. Disobedient and disruptive children on drugs, in prison, and pregnant, and on the street. She sees what she views as hopeless situations that obviously is not controlled by parental strictness or chastisement. She is not eager to attempt to raise children of her own. It's too much trouble. Another obstacle she's confronted with is that she does not know of any different type of program to use to raise her own children that would make them a success. What she knows of just doesn't seem to work. She is not aware of any system with a low failure rate, or ones that she knows of would require her to make drastic changes in her own behavior, so she rejects those. These ideas of taking on the child-rearing hassle is repugnant to her. Since fear is the major emotion she has learned, she reacts to children rearing in the same way. Of course, instead of admitting this to the black man and seeking guidance, she claims she just doesn't want children because they would interrupt her lifestyle and interfere with her independence. Plus, she thinks when she gets pregnant, the black man will not want her anymore because she will be fat, have swollen feet, morning sickness, and lose her shape. The black woman is convinced that the black man only wants her for her fine body or pretty face. During pregnancy, the fear of abandonment is fierce. Alright, let's see. We're gonna stop there. We at the 40-minute mark. Appreciate y'all if y'all stayed in this far. We're currently on page 21. I'm only saying that so I can remember for the next video. And if you're reading with me. You can find this book on Amazon. It's not on Audible, which is why I'm reading it aloud for y'all. Because I needed it to be on Audible. Yeah, so that's the conclusion of the first part of chapter 4. What's the chapter one? Chapter 3. Yep, chapter 3. Adulthood, single and married. So, till next time, people. We out of here. ColeLogic experience.